Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. So we are now on day 14 of this free-to-play challenge account, and it's been a few days since my last video, so let's do the classic update that we tend to do. We'll jump into the photos, I'll talk you through those, tell you where we've got to, then we'll jump into the actual game, do a bit of gameplay, kind of show where we are right now and what I'm doing today, and also what I'm anticipating on doing over the next couple of days. Right, so if we go rewind our way back to the last video, which I believe covered everything up to the evening of the 22nd of January, which is basically 4 nights ago. So there's quite a bit of time between when the last video covered to now. Anyway, I reached Gold 1 shortly after making the video, although I've kind of been in Gold 1 for a while since, so it's a bit of a backwards looking video, I guess. Here's a little example of hitting Gold 1 and taking down some stronger looking teams, you know, with a Cornelia, Rhonda, etc. But we managed to find a way through, basically relying entirely on Aethel. We then managed to get our first Archmage helmet fragments. So in the last video, I showed myself beating Magma Dragon, and I managed to do the Secret Room 1 after that video as well, and get some Archmage helmet fragments. Very much want to get Archmage as quickly as possible. I know it's not that straightforward to do, but he's really a great champion, and I think will be massive for the account. I then cleared up to floor 19 the next day in Doom Tower, which gave me a crack at the Nether Spider. We managed to finish the mission for one of the arena missions, just get 50 medals. I just wanted to show that we're continuing to tick along on these missions. I'm not focusing super hard on them. I want to keep them ticking over, but I'm trying not to let myself be too heavily distracted by it and make sure that I'm continuing to be kind of consistent and efficient as I go. Have been continuing on the faction war grind when I do see opportunities to get more stars and make sure that I'm farming the materials and the glyphs, I'm taking it. So here we have that Terror Beast, just getting a few levels into him when possible. I also have this totem who will probably end up being food, but actually, for the time being, is a reasonably interesting prospect with an AoE small drop defense. So I'm probably going to keep hold of the totem, keep hold of her for a while, but I don't want to feed her too soon. She might end up being quite useful. I know that stage 21 faction wars for orcs is a DPS race, so having a small drop defense can be handy, and it can be useful along the way as well, so I definitely don't want to feed her prematurely. Stage 2 was the furthest I was able to really get with that team, and it allowed for an easy auto comp, so I just used the rest of the keys that day and moved on with my life, picked up some nice glyphs, which we'll definitely be using as we tot up the more gear, basically. As we keep farming gear, we'll be making sure that we're making use of these glyphs. I was able to clear floor 20 Nether Spider. It was not an easy fight at all. This isn't the first clear, because I actually first cleared it on my mobile as I commuted home, but I needed to get a recording of it on the computer with the optimizer open to make sure that it actually logged it on that leaderboard thing. So I had to actually redo it, which was not ideal. But in reality, it was an Aethel solo. Everyone else was dead. Aethel ends up soloing Nether Spider, and it just about works okay. I wouldn't trust it to be a farming thing, but we managed to kind of make the way through. I tried using Valerie there for a small kind of semi-cleanse. She reduces the duration of the poisons by a turn and also gives us a shield, and was in a shield set, but it still wasn't, I would say it wasn't helping too much. I did manage to beat my second faction war boss, which I was pretty happy with, particularly, you know, we've only got a level 33 unascended Rhonda there, being backed up by a commander and a Valerie both at level 30, and just some food. The two stalwarts will be future 5-star foods to make my next 6-star. But I was pretty happy to actually get the second faction war boss clear. Yeah, so I mean, overall, I'm just pleased to have managed to clear 2 faction war bosses inside 2 weeks, and I didn't really think that we'd be able to do it with this team, particularly given the gearing is not that great, but managed to find a way. Ultimately, I think Rhonda was the only one left alive. Had her in lifesteal, managed to just heal enough to see out the rest of the fight. Did manage to carry on a bit, managed to clear stage 8 in a reasonably quick time. Managed to get the 2-star by dropping the food. Picked up an extra star there by just running the Rhonda with Valerie and Commander. Not worth a lot, because if it's not a 3-star, I'm going to have to go back at some point and get the extra star. But, I might as well try and get any extra stars we can along the way. It'll help us get some of those rewards sooner through faction wars. And obviously, being on the higher stages, once we're past stage 7, we start to get the epic materials. And that, I think, is pretty important. So I definitely want to be progressing faction wars as quickly as possible. Ideally, get 1 or 2 factions to the legendary material stage where we can start crafting rank 5 and 6 gear, because both perception and resilience are phenomenally good. And I definitely, along with lifesteal for clan boss, these 3 sets are going to be the core of my account for a long time. So I definitely want to prioritize trying to get those. I also have my eye on some of the Doom Tower sets, and obviously some of the sets we get from Hydra. But the problem with Doom Tower is really you only get the good stuff from Doom Tower Hard, which is pretty hard. And Hydra, I think overall, is going to be a bit of a challenge. We don't have the roster yet at all. We didn't have a Deacon, and we didn't get Mordecai to start off with. Mordecai would be particularly strong to kind of do early game Hydra, but we're going to give it a go anyway once it's open. If we can start getting some gear from that, it will also be really strong, in fact, for us. I did just get the clan quest done in time, so 10 hours to spare or something, but 100 uncommons to rank 3 was actually quite a grind. And I've decided to get it again this week. I know I'm going to be mostly in campaign over the next bit, so it seemed like, to me, it was a good time to get it. I probably won't pick up this quest again next week, because I think I'm going to be wanting to spend a bit less time in campaign. Hopefully by then I'll have, ideally, 3 6-stars. I still only have the 1, but I'm quite close to having enough food for the second. And I've been kind of distributing my food around in terms of pushing the faction wars further. So I actually have enough food that I could make another 6-star if I really wanted to. But it's all kind of distributed around the account. So it's kind of there, but isn't there, if that makes sense. I then did get my first Diabolist, so we are now at the position where we do have all of the rares required for Justicia. I do want to get a second copy of Spirit Host, so I'm kind of 1 rare short of where I'd like to be, and obviously I still need to carry on farming more copies of War Maiden to be able to finish booking her out. I picked up this weapon from the market for 128,000 silver, and I mean, there were low rolls on the speed and crit rate. Crit rate I wasn't bothered about, but it was a lifesteal piece with a speed sub. It's not great, but I think it will help us complete some builds. I think it's useful to have on the accounts. I just picked it up anyway. I was hoping to roll at least 1 speed sub, if not 2. And obviously, I rolled 0, so it didn't go to plan. But you gotta try, right? I then managed to get more stars on Barbarian Faction Wars. This previously was 1 star. So I'm once again using the champions I have, some of which will almost certainly end up being food. I think both the Berserkers will end up being food for now. But at the moment, I thought, let's just get these stages done, get them done to 3-star if I can, because then I never have to go back and waste precious faction war keys grinding lower stages with less rewards. I'm able to continue focusing all of my keys on the higher stages and get the best glyphs and the best materials. I managed to do the same on stage 4, 5, and 6. But unfortunately, this team was just not strong enough for the boss. The boss was just that little bit step too far. I think if I get War Maiden to 50, maybe 5-star 50, that might be enough. Maybe put some slightly better gear on the other champions. They've really got absolute basic gear on. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I did get a pair of speed boots in Destroy set. I farmed this for quite a while. I want to have a decent Destroy set, a 4-piece set, because if I want to have any chance of getting past Scarab, I think I need a Destroy set. So I spent quite a lot of time trying to farm a pair of gloves, a chest, and a pair of boots. And then, once you've got decent main stats on those three, we can pick a fourth piece up relatively easily and complete the set. I unfortunately yesterday was unable to finish all of my advanced quests. I did do the 12 faction crypt keys for the TTA tokens, but we got Faction Wars boss. So we'd actually had it the day before, and I managed to clear the Bannerlord one. That was one of the reasons I was so pleased with being able to clear Bannerlords. But we then got it the next day, and we had Skinwalker and Dwarf, and there was just no way, absolutely no chance we were going to get a Faction War boss clear at this stage on those. With the dwarves, I got to stage 2 and just farmed all of that with my Avir. But realistically, I wasn't going to get any further than that. If I re-geared him, I could maybe do stage 3, but that's kind of going to be the max at the moment, so it really wasn't worth it. And on the Skinwalkers, I thought, we've got the Greybeard army. It's the March of the Sheep. Let's see what we can do. 3-starred stage 1, 3-starred stage 2. But that was it. So then we just carried on auto farming stage 2. I did try and get through stage 3, but that just wasn't enough strength within this army of sheep. Quite late last night, managed to unlock Champion Awakening, which could be pretty interesting for us. Obviously, ideally, we're going to want to get a tier 1 Ronda soul, or if we do pull a legendary, potentially a soul for that legendary. So I'm going to be scouring the shop with the freebies we've been given. So we've got the 20 tier 1 essence right there, and try and make sure that we can use those 20 essences to get a tier 1 legendary soul stone, legendary soul rather, and get brimstone, which is going to be very important for us in terms of progression and getting good damage on clan boss and all dungeon bosses really. I then had to do some magic keep. That was yesterday. I basically needed to get some additional potions. I really wanted to get the 3-star Sentinel Miscreated. It was becoming a bit ridiculous. I didn't have his A3 fully unlocked. So essentially, I made use of my 4-star food, threw some gear on Skinner just to be able to strip some buffs off the boss and allow me to beat the boss in a reasonable time, but also actually to be able to beat the boss consistently. We then managed to get 80 quests done since we unlocked advanced quests, which means we got a 4-star chicken, which is actually pretty good for us. And we're going to get a 5-star chicken probably, sometime next week. And that's really going to help us on our way to getting the second and really the third 6-star. And for me, the game really opens up once you have 3 6-stars. I think it's critical that we get to the point where we have at least 3 6-stars to be able to really progress in more areas and get even further than we currently are. And I'm actually pretty happy with the progression that the account has been able to do. We have not got the best gear, and we weren't lucky enough to pull a legendary or pull multiple great epics. We've got one excellent epic in Miscreated. But other than that, we're really making do with kind of pretty random champions. So we're just going to keep on going. It's going to be a long-term goal. We'll be efficient, and we'll find a way to do the progress. We might not do everything as fast as some of the people, but we'll do it with style. How about that? The Doom Tower did reset today, and essentially this was the maximum I could do. I just couldn't clear Scarab. I did try. I did spend a bit of silver trying to get it done. And the simple reality is, if I had had a Deacon, I think I could have done it. But without Deacon, there was just no way. I just could not do it at all. Like, I tried so much and I just couldn't. I then, after getting my destroy boots, spent the next, the rest of the next days full energy trying to get lifesteal boots again. And I've been in and out of the lifesteal stage over the last week, continually trying to get speed boots. So I don't know how much energy cumulatively I've put in, but I finally managed to get a pair of 5-star lifesteal boots, which I'm pretty happy with. That's definitely going to go on one of our clan boss champions once we're in a position, once we have another clan boss champion at 6-star with War Master. This will be really impactful for us. So we're trying to kind of collect the key pieces of gear we need, kind of focusing on speed boots, 5-star speed boots in specific sets that I know I'm going to need. So I've got one in Destroy, I've got one in speed set, I've got one in Lifesteal now. I'd probably like another one in speed set, I think would be handy, and probably another one in Lifesteal. But I also need to try and get some usable gloves and chests in these sets as well. So that's going to be my focus as I continue to farm up food. I then did manage to ascend Miscreated to 3-star. Having farmed those pots, that was all we needed. We got a few extra potions and it was just enough to get us the 3-star, unlock the rest of his A3, which means he now gets the 3-turn continuous heal on himself, which is pretty critical. This is out of order because I actually did this on my phone, and when I tried to then export it and load it onto the computer to then include in this slideshow, it updated the timestamp on the image, which meant it went out of sequence. But after I was knocking my head against the brick wall of Scarab, I did manage to do Secret Room 3, so I managed to get another 3 Archmage Helmet fragments, so we're now at 6. And obviously Doom Tower has now reset. So we're now caught up. I did have a quest to do 3 artifacts from dungeons today, so I thought we'd go back into Spider's Den stage 10. I've run it 4 times and we've got mystery shards twice, so I still need to do another one. I'll come back to that in a little bit. First thing I want to talk about is the Classic Arena, which ended a few days ago. Did manage to get second. I couldn't get first. I did try, but I just don't have enough time during the day to be clicking refresh on Arena and get enough good matchups. I think if I'd had more free time, I would have been able to finish first. But, we did what we could. Second is still good. We've got 5-star Epic Relentless. In terms of tag team, I'm doing my best to get as high as possible. Anything really between 4th and 2nd will be great. I don't think realistically we're going to be able to finish first. I don't even think we're going to be able to finish second. Again, I'll do what I can, but I'm not going to worry too much. I just don't have enough good champions to be able to consistently and efficiently farm enough tag team to be able to finish first currently. But, in time, again, we don't need to put undue pressure on ourselves. Otherwise, in the Deck of Fate, I will probably do this towards the end of the video. In the Artifact Enhancement, we got some energy, which I'm going to put into food farming. I really wanted to get the Rare Book and the Ancient Shard, but I'm only at 1,700 points, and I have no silver, so I don't know. I don't think we're going to. I've only got 500,000, which isn't even enough to roll up one piece to 16. So that probably isn't going to go anywhere. Otherwise, Doom Tower has reset. Let's see if we can get to the first boss. We'll try and climb the floors. I think this was my floor climbing team, and this was the team I tried to put together for Scarab. But anyway, I'm going to click on auto farm. We'll see where we get to. I'll probably bring you back for the boss. We'll do the boss, and then I'll probably bring you back for the Deck of Fate thereafter. So anyway, I'm going to start the auto climb. Going to go make myself some dinner, and we'll be back in a minute. Well, we're back. Those floors were not easy. Not at all. I think we're basically probably going to just try the same team. Oh, we know we're not. We don't want poisons. We don't really want Turn Me to drop from Armiger. Although the A2 would be nice. There's not really anyone else. We'll just bring in champions. I think this is going to end up being, if we clear it, it's going to be an Aethel solo job, pretty much. So we'll just kind of auto for a little bit. And then I'll take it off auto before we get through to the boss. Take it off auto. Let's just see if we can just brute force our way through. I kind of wanted Miscreated to get through, but not the case. We don't want any buffs here. A1. Then I think it's the don't need D-boss now, so we'll just A1 again. We'll get weakened back on ourselves. Brazen Banshee's going to end up dying before we even get a chance to use her. Give ourselves a quick heal. To be honest, I'm just going to heal auto. It looks like it's going to be a pretty straightforward fight, to be honest. I think Aethel can just easily solo it. The waves though, my god, honestly, the waves were so hard. I can't lie. All these level 40s just, it was so tough. Couldn't auto it that much. I had to do quite a lot of manual intervention, manage the abilities, really relying a lot on Miscreated for CC, Aethel for the damage, and then I was using War Maiden for drop defense to master in case I needed a heal or a revive. And it was just, just rinse and repeat. And Rhonda was there, actually really found her A2 to be really strong. The ability to block out someone's skills and the passive just is really handy on some of the waves. You can pick one champion to kind of take out the game. I think I might end up using her on the Mortu, but if you can block the passive, you should be able to block Peril being unlocked as long as you do it initially. Otherwise, I've got a couple of other ideas on how I'm going to deal with the Mortus in terms of CC champions. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do the secret room today, although actually rare champions only. I mean, we can give this a go, can't we? Everyone other than Aethel is so badly geared right now. We're just going to have to throw it in, and we'll just see what we can do. Oh, that's not a lot of damage. We'll try and drop their attack. Start losing champions pretty quickly. Looks like it's going to be, if either Aethel is going to be able to solo it or not, kind of job. Once more. Let's try and get these champions down. Take you down, then take you down. And we can cycle back now. Hopefully get the drop defense and our main damage back, although we lose the speed tune, which is kind of annoying. Nuke, drop defense, and then can't do other thing. That's annoying. At least we get one dead. Use War Maiden now. Heal ourselves. Go for another nuke. Down to one champion. And Aethel will do the last wave. At least we'll go through. We should go through fully healthy and with our skills off of cooldown. See if we do it. I'm going to save the A3. Take down one cold heart. Touch and go. But I think by the skin of our teeth, we are just gonna do it. That was another pretty tough one, but that gets us up to a decent number of helmet fragments now, we're already at 9. We're just gonna keep on going. That's all we can do. Right, so we've done floor 10, we've done the secret room. We've got energy now to burn. We've also got no energy there, but we've got an energy refill there and more energy there. So we now got 500 energy left to go through. I'll record 19 flips now, and then I'll just add in the extra flips tomorrow morning as a screenshot so you can see where we got. It's one of these things. There's arguments you can just randomly click because the RNG is behind. You can just start at one corner or the other and just click along. Like, honestly, I don't want to overthink it. I'm just gonna click along, and either we get lucky or we don't, and we'll just see what comes. We got a small chest, and it's an a rare tome, which is not too bad. We'll take it. Nothing else so far. Gems are nice. We'll happily take those. 4-star speed lift, not too bad. I kind of wanted the void shard, and we got a triple again. I mean, is that useful? Not sure. And that's it. That's us done. No void shard yet. We'll keep on clicking if we get any more lanterns over the next 12 hours, which we will, because I've got 500 energy to use in champion training. I'm just going to be jumping into campaign and cracking on with it. The only other thing I wanted to mention is I did finish backfilling yesterday on Brutal campaign. I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday I got the 500 energy for day 13. I used that to finish off campaign. So we do have this sacred here, which now that you guys are watching the video, we can click it. That takes us up to 2 sacreds, 3 voids, and 23 ancients. We're beginning to accumulate some shards. In fact, I'll do a quick 10 pull of mystery. I really, really, really want a coffin smasher. Or an apothecary. Like, just give me one of these good rares. That's all I want. Not asking too much, is it? Also, we're now at 1320 gems, so we're actually clocking up the gems pretty quickly. I also have, 6 refills in here. I'm just not getting enough arena refills done. I just can't find enough viable fights per reset. Like, each time I refresh, there's maybe at best there's 1 fight to be had at best, but most of the time there's none, and I just can't get through the tokens in a day. So there's a limit to how many times I can lose, and I've got 1-man defense in, so it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Should we do the mortal soul stones now? Should we save that? I guess we should just do it, shouldn't we? 1 from the small coins will save the medium coins. Let's see if we get lucky with these 6. Nice to get an 8th War Priest, 4-star. Terrible rare, but 4-star soul. Bad. War Maiden, 1-star. That's not bad. We got a War Maiden. Our first awakened champion. Some random rare. Don't even know what he does. An epic. We only have 1 epic. Deathless. Another 4-star. We've been pretty lucky on the star ratings. Just not really anyone we could use. Rain Beast. Another epic. Not the worst, but really not that great either. And another epic. And Sachi. Also not the best, not the worst. Yeah, I mean, I guess we might as well just summon it. There's no reason not to. It's a rare. And it's Flinger. Well, yeah. I think that says everything we need to know. And if we'll just keep a look at an eye on the merchant. We just want to pick up the Ronda if we see it. Obviously, we can easily get distracted by the other stuff, but we've only got limited resources, and it's not something we're going to be able to be farming anytime really too soon. We don't really want to waste the energy on it, so I'll be waiting for Ronda. Anyway, I think that's ended up being quite a long video. Hopefully I'll actually edit it and manage to upload it today on the Thursday. If I can't, I can't, but I'll definitely give it my best go. Anyway, I'm sorry if this is a bit of a rambling video. Hopefully, hopefully you're still with me and you've been enjoying the series so far. We are at 96 stars on the faction wars. We'll just keep on trying. I've got more keys to use here today, and I've got 500 energy, so I really got to crack on. Right then, thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.